Pat Mcafee has replaced good old Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett, I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you because you've been replaced on Monday Night Raw. But there's no need to fear Wade. There's still a few other brands you could go to, or in some cases, go back to. But before we get to that, let's see what I thought earlier on during the Raw review when I first noticed Big Pat in my ear go down. But we did have a new broadcast partner tonight, commentator. No, it was none other than Pat Mcafee. So, yeah, you know what? Pat Mcafee is a very good commentator. I like him. He just adds so much more. He's like putting over Punk. He's like, it just highlights how good CM Punk did last night in the Royal Rumble, considering he was injured with a torn tricep. So, yeah, Pat Mcafee on Monday Night Raw is an absolute goal for me. I guess the only problem with that is what's going to happen on SmackDown is Wade Barrett going back to the blue brand? Is Wade Barrett going to be with Corey Graves? There is reports it's just going to be those two, but we'll have to wait and see, guys. Anyway, that's my reaction, live reaction to watching the show. But there was, and first of all, I think Wade Barrett did a good job, right? I'm not here to complain or bury Wade Barrett. I genuinely think he's done a great job on Raw. It looks like for him, he's going to be going to SmackDown. You may be thinking, well, what's going to happen with Corey Graves? Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen with Corey Graves. Apparently, both of them are going to be on SmackDown, which is weird to me. I don't really understand how that's going to work, because Corey Graves is going to be the play-by-play while Wade Barrett is going to be the colour. And here, I think out of the two, who would you rather be the colour and the play-by-play? They're definitely going for the right thing. I just couldn't imagine Wade Barrett being a play-by-play. Corey Graves does have that sort of voice for a play-by-play role. I don't think it's ever really worked out for him properly as a colour. In my eyes, it was more like a black and white TV when Corey Graves was speaking. I mean, he's not the worst, but he's definitely not the best. But it is confirmed that Pat Mcafee is back full-time with WWE. I'm kind of surprised in a way. We know he's very close with Vince McMahon. He's had McMahon on his podcast and all that good stuff. Of course, a few years ago at WrestleMania, you had the whole Pat McAfee, Vince, Austin Theory, Stone Cold Steve Austin thing. I thought maybe they would try and distance themselves from Pat McAfee. Not saying he's done anything wrong, but here, it's 2024. We've seen what's been going on with Vince McMahon in the past couple of days, weeks, whatever. I'm surprised it wasn't a bit more, but the January 29th, 2024 edition of WWE Raw kicked off with a surprise appearance from Pat Mcafee. It was confirmed that McAfee was officially back with WWE in a weekly role as colour commentator on Raw, alongside Michael Cole. Triple H wrote on Twitter via X, said, and I quote, "Thrilled to have at Pat McAfee's show every week on hashtag Monday Night Raw. Welcome home, Pat." I, for one, like Pat McAfee. When CM Punk came out during Monday Night Raw, he pointed out the fact that CM Punk was injured just added to how good of a performance he put in at the Royal Rumble. You couldn't believe that he was actually injured during the Rumble due to how much of a fight he put up against Cody Rhodes. And I like that sort of commentary. You know, you're incorporating the real life situation into the wrestling, and that's what I think should be done. It shouldn't be overdone though, right? It definitely should not be overdone. I feel like AEW definitely, you know, shoots far too much to a point of like the kayfabe is just broke to an unrepairable level, and WWE over recent years has definitely increased their volume when it comes to that stuff. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap this up. Pat Mcafee to Raw. It's definitely going to make Raw better, and that's not to suggest that Barrett was doing an awful job. I just think Cole and Pat McAfee have got like a better rapport between each other. And obviously with Kevin Patrick getting fired, essentially, well, not essentially, he did get fired for SmackDown, which I talked about, and then they literally just released him from the company, which is kind of funny. A lot of people crying about it, but at the end of the day, man, he's not paying my bills. You brother, exactly. Know your role and shut your mouth, jabronis. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it here for Pat McAfee. He's on Raw. What do you guys think on the matter?